two teams are ready to start. Phillies have scored just 12 runs in their last 7 games, but they come in with a huge 8.5 game lead over Atlanta and Florida in the NL East. Phillies are 19-8 against the clubs in the Central. Aaron Boone on the bench. He's been welcomed back in uniform on the active roster to Houston. And it's Jimmy Rollins set to go. He has a 9-game hitting streak at Minute Maid Park. 244 for Rollins, 17 homers, 60 runs batted in. He really struggled out of the gate this season. Rollins with ball 1, but since the 1st of July, he has been the Jimmy Rollins that you probably have seen a lot in the past. 2007 National League MVP. Bouncer up the middle, Tejada to his left, quick throw on to Berkman. 1 out for Rodriguez.
Philadelphia Phillies have not faced Wandy Rodriguez in about 3 years. Last time he pitched against them, September of 2006. Not a lot of experience for Wandy against the Phils. And actually play to his advantage.
Shane Victorino checks in at 300 with 9 homers, 55 runs batted in for Victorino. He has scored 90 times. He strike one to the switch hitting center fielder. Victorino has hit well in his career against the Astros. They call him the Flying Hawaiian. Good curveball there. 0-2. Victorino, like Rollins, is a base stealer.
Flying Hawaiian out over the top of that curveball. That's the thing about the Phillies. They hit a lot of home runs, but they steal bases too. They're not one-dimensional.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Victorino. He's a career .320 hitter against Houston. Charlie Manuel's club has belted 186 home runs to lead the National League. He said his offense with the Cleveland Indians when he was their skipper was really more productive, consistent offense than this one with the Phillies, but this one is second in the league in runs scored with 668.
Very home run dependent.
Victorino's down on strikes.
And as Brady mentioned earlier, lately they really haven't been clicking offensively, but the pitching has been so good they continue to win. So they're a very deep team in that they score a lot of runs, and when they're scuffling offensively, they can shut you down on the mound. Victorino was way out of the strike zone there.
That's out number 2, and now it's lefty on lefty as Chase Utley steps up with a .298 average, 29 homers, 84 runs batted in. He scored 95, another excellent year for this 30-year-old veteran from Pasadena, California, and UCLA. That's strike 1. Chad Fairchild is calling the balls and strikes tonight. Utley drove in 104 last year while belting 33 long balls. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Phillies won the season series last year from the Astros 4 games to 3. Over the years in this ballpark, the Phillies have won 13. They've lost 18 at Minute Maid Park. Curveball comes in. Utley takes strike 2. 1-2 count for Wandy.
Now Utley hangs in there well against lefties. A .298 hitter against both right and left-handed pitching.
The HK is for Harry Callis. Two balls, 2 strikes. There's his blazer in the dugout. That's been the case for every game since he passed away earlier this season. And of course, he was also a voice of the Houston club.
The shoes, Harry the K.
Yeah.
What a beauty.
Beloved figure around Philadelphia and Houston for years. And certainly with his booming voice and all the NFL highlight films he did, he has transcended baseball and gone into other sports. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And the neat thing about Harry, he's just a wonderful guy.
He was a friend of many, many people, and really was very close with a lot of these Phillies players. Utley hits it in the air. Miguel Tejada back into shallow left field. For a 1-2-3 first for Wandy Rodriguez. Now Cliff Lee heads for the hill next. Cecil Cooper's club coming up here in the bottom of the first with this lineup. Brought to you by AT&T. Michael Bourne, center field. Kazuo Matsui, second base. Lance Berkman, first base. Carlos Lee, left field. Miguel Tejada, shortstop. Hunter Pence, right field. Jeff Keppinger, third base. Alberto Quintero, catcher. Wandy Rodriguez, pitcher.
Cliff Lee takes the mound for the Philadelphia Phillies tonight. Before the trade with Cleveland, he was 7-9 with a 3.14 ERA, having a good year, and he'd gotten hot just before the trade with the Phillies. Outstanding, 5-1 and a $1.80. Right to Michael Bourne. Got beaten last time out, allowed 6 runs to the Braves in 5 innings. His previous starts, just spectacular work.
Utley to his right. Throws out the former Philly, Bourne.
Take a look at the Phillies defensively now. Francisco also coming over from Cleveland in that trade. Victorino very good in center. Wirtz in right. Feliz and Rollins man the left side. Utley and Howard, man, what an infield they have. Carlos Ruiz, a solid defender behind the plate. A whole lot of production in that infield.
Kazuo Matsui, 243, 5 homers, 32 runs batted in. Set around the batting cage tonight. His back has been much better this year than it was last. There's ball 1. Not needed many days off the last few weeks. Cliff Lee facing the Astros for the first time. There's a strike, and it's 1-1. Lee has 88 major league wins, 49 losses, a Cy Young award last year with the Indians, 22-3 last year. Rolled out off the back of the mound to Utley. Utley, quick throw to first. 2 outs.
The ball had some funky spin on it. Took a little while to get out there, and then Utley had difficulty getting the handle. But able to reach back and put enough on the throw to get Matsui. Ball crazy spin on it. Back on his heels as a field hit.
Now Lance Berkman. He had 188 on the Astros road trip, driving in 5 runs. 272 for the season. 18 homers, 65 runs batted in. He's gone 26 games since his last homer. There's strike 1.
Lee, one of those guys that'll throw pretty much any pitch on any count. He has tremendous command. Not a real hard thrower. Great location, good cut fastball, outstanding changeup.
Over shortstop into left center field, a hit for Berkman. Dropped by Francisco, but Berkman will not be able to get to second base. Francisco retrieves it. 2-out single for the Astros. Right-handed hitters 168 against Lee.
Yeah, that cut fastball and changeup away combination makes him awfully tough on right-handed hitters.
It's Cliff Lee meeting Carlos Lee. Carlos has hit .313 against Cliff. 2 homers, 4 runs batted in. .307 for this season for El Caballo. 22 homers. He's driven in 85. Ball 1 from Lee, who has gone 8-3 since the 1st of July with a 2.06 ERA. Lee, a 4th-round draft choice of Montreal in 2000.
And check this out. In his final 3 starts with Cleveland, plus his first 5 with the Phillies, 8-0 with a 0.07 earned run average. That's 7 runs in 65 innings. Makes you want to stay home.
He paints on that one, and it's 2-strike count. Carlos Lee, a ball and 2 strikes. Lee last year was second in innings pitched in the American League with 223. Broken bat over first base, up the right field line. Berkman heads for third, picked up by Wirth. A single for Lee on the broken bat. First and third for Tejada.
Keep saying how wonderful he is. Maybe he'll keep giving up hits. This one off the end of the bat, flipped into right field, allowing Berkman to reach third base easily. And the Astros with an opportunity here to draw first blood. And boy, with Wandy on the hill in this ballpark, a couple of runs could be huge.
Berkman at third, Lee at first. Tejada's a .250 career hitter against Cliff Lee with an RBI. .298 for this season for Miggy. He has 10 homers. He's driven in 69. He came out for early hitting today. Bouncer, first baseman Howard is there. Lee takes the lead toss, and that was perfect for out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. No score after 1.
For this series, first 10,000 fans will receive a 300th career home run T-shirt to commemorate Carlos Lee and Lance Berkman's milestone accomplishment, presented by AT&T. For more information and tickets, go to Astros.com. There was also a portrait done of Lee, Berkman, and Pudge Rodriguez by renowned artist Opie Otterstadt. Berkman and Lee received a print of that portrait before the game. We're going to talk to the artist coming up in the next inning, guys.
All right, thanks, Bart. Strike one on the foul ball by Ryan Howard, the big slugger with 37 homers and 113 runs batted in. Last year led the league in both those departments with 48 long balls, 146 runs batted in. It's 0-2 on Howard, quickly climbing up the ladder on the Phillies' all-time home run list.
Howard, the National League Player of the Month in August, really been swinging it well lately. He hasn't done much damage against left-handed pitching this year, hitting just .199. 5 of his 37 home runs coming off southpaws.
Good ball. Yep. Strikeout number 2 for Wandy. Infield was shifted around.
Well, Wandy out to a good start. Obviously has good feel on his breaking pitch. A couple of punch-outs in the early going. Got Victorino to go up after a high fastball, and now Howard pulling off the curve.
Jason Worth has another solid season going. The slugging Phillies taking strike one. Worth has a .270 average, 30 homers, 80 runs batted in. Jason turned 30 back in May, hit 24 bombs last year for the Phils. Smacks that one into center field. Heads for first base. First base runner for the Phillies tonight.
Worth kind of sneaks up on you because so much attention paid to the star players, Rollins and Utley and Howard. Now these pitchers, but this guy's a solid ball player. And keep an eye on him too. He can steal a bag.
And Francisco, the 27-year-old outfielder who went to UCLA, comes up with a .214 average. Has not had a lot of playing time. There's strike one, as JD mentioned. He was a part of the trade that brought Cliff Lee to Philadelphia for young players. And at times he's given Raul Ibanez a breather in left field. But has not had that steady kind of playing time for the Phillies to allow him to put up big numbers. ball, 1 strike. Last year he hit 15 homers, driving in 54 for Cleveland and 447 at bats. He's a good outfielder. It's a 2-ball, 1 strike count for Wandy Rodriguez. Wandy was the National League Pitcher of the Month for July with a 4-0 record and a 0.75 ERA. In August he went 2-3, but his ERA was 4. This time out, losing on Sunday to Dan Herron at Arizona, 4-3. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Astros in a stretch where they faced some very good starting pitching. That series in St. Louis, Carpenter and Wainwright and Pinheiro, then Herron. Now Wandy hooked up with Cliff Lee tonight. Ted Lilly very good in Chicago.
Wandy lost a 1-0 game at St. Louis to Wainwright. Start before this last one. His last start at home, he beat Florida and Josh Johnson 4-1, giving up 1 unearned run in 8 innings. Full foul.
I forgot about Johnson. He hooked up with Johnson. So, check out pitchers whose face his last 6 or 7 starts. So Zambrano not having a great year, but Zambrano's very good. And Carpenter, then Gallardo twice, then Johnson, then Wainwright, Herron, and now Cliff Lee.
It's a list. Well, this high-flying offense of the Phillies is 27-14 when facing a left-handed starter. Charlie Manuel's club trying to become the first National League team to win back-to-back World Series since the Cincinnati Reds in the mid-70s. Fly ball to left, Carlos Lee. 2 down. There's a new book just out, JD. We'll have to grab a copy and read it soon about the 1975 Cincinnati Reds. The premise is it was the best team of all time.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Well, you were around for that, right?
Yes.
You didn't write the book, did you?
Oh, no.
So is this a I really love the Reds, they're the best team ever, or is this a statistical breakdown and analysis book?
I don't know.
Maybe a little of both.
I don't know enough about it.
Well, the Big Red Machine, they're obviously one of the best.
Pedro Feliz with a foul ball, strike 1. You think about how long it's been, though, since a National League club repeated as a World Series champion. That's just another thing that the Phillies had to shoot for this year. Very tough to repeat.
Didn't the Reds win 108 games or something like that?
They did. 108 in 75 and 102 in 76.
3 or 4 bench, Morgan, Perez, 3 Hall of Famers there. A couple near, Concepcion. You can make a case for him.
Right, Hall of Fame manager, Sparky Anderson.
It's just being in the right place at the right time.
Well, there's a lot to be said for that.
not that he's not deserving of being in the Hall of Fame.
Well, Sparky used to be a second baseman for the Phillies. I think he had 1 major league season. Very low batting average. And that started him toward his managerial career.
Well, so many of the great managers did not have distinguished playing careers. Charlie Manuel had a very good career in Japan. Heck of a hitter in Japan. Came up with the Minnesota Twins. Spent some time in the big leagues. Did a fair bit of damage in Japan. Charlie, if you haven't noticed, has dropped 52 pounds, I believe.
Really?
He said. Yep. He's looking great.
Those look good. Didn't realize he had been on that kind of a program. That was not attributed to the early season Phillies struggles at home, was it?
He's on the you have to repeat or else diet.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Feliz. He's a .320 career hitter against Houston. They're going, and it's fouled. Phillies are 5th in stolen bases. They have the best percentage in the majors, 82%.
92 steals. They've been caught 20 times. He's ready. Always at the ready.
Yeah. daring
posing for the Heisman.
Little roller out to second. Matsui in. And the flip on to Berkman takes care of the third out. No runs a hit and the runner stranded. It's scoreless. No score here. Bottom of the second coming. Tonight's Geico quote comes from Hunter Pence on his nomination for the Roberto Clemente Award. I just try to be me. I'm willing to help with anything that's asked and try to do whatever I can. And he received that award before the game tonight. Now there's online voting to see who the national winner is. Each team in the majors has nominated a winner. And so there's his trophy emblematic of that. Now you can vote online for the overall winner at MLB.com until October 4th. Hunter leads it off with a 6-game hitting streak, bottom of the second inning, 281. 20 homers, 59 runs batted in. Up the middle, into center field. He's going to pitch down and in, got enough of the barrel on it to get hit number 3 for the Astros.
Astros with 3 hits in this game. Berkman hit that little flare into left center. Lee hit one off the end of the bat, and this time Hunter gets jammed a little bit. They've all looked a little funky coming off the bat. It must be just that late movement that Lee's getting, especially the ones by Lance and Hunter. Little cutters just moving off the barrel in towards the middle of the bat.
Not been able to square him up. Jeff Keppinger, 258 for Jeff. He has 5 homers, 25 runs batted in. What do you think about putting the runner in motion?
Well, I want to take a little bit of a look at Cliff Lee. The problem is he's awfully quick to home plate. And being left-handed, it's a little tougher to jump on him. Maybe more of a hit and run than a straight steal. Look how quickly he delivers that ball to home.
He does. Keppinger taking strike 1. He hit 172 on the road trip. He's now started 8 of the last 9 games, including this one. It's 0-2. Cliff Lee has an option for a reasonable amount of money as far as Major League standards go for Cy Young Award winners for next year. He was the 4th pitcher traded at midseason the year after winning the Cy Young Award.
Indians are making a habit of it.
Yeah. CC Sabathia last year. 22. That worked out very well for Milwaukee, and Cliff Lee is working out extremely well for the Phillies. Lee was born in Benton, Arkansas, went to the University of Arkansas. It's 2-2. He was just mowing down National League hitters until ran into that bump in the road you talked about last time against Atlanta, giving up 3 home runs and a total of 10 hits and 6 runs in 5 innings. Through the hole into left field. A single for Keppinger, back-to-back hits. First and second, nobody out for Quintero now. Coming up later in our Dodge Grab Live feature, we'll hear from Wesley Wright on his superstitions.
Yeah, I've pulled up a website on baseball contracts. Says Cliff Lee has an $8 million option for next year with a $1 million buyout. So you're right. Pretty affordable in this day and age for a pitcher of his caliber.
Quintero, 238, 3 homers, a dozen runs batted in.
Oh, check that. His option went up to $9 million because he won the Cy Young Award last year. Ooh, good work by the agent, throwing that in there.
Very good work by the agent. Quintero takes, and there's ball 1 to Q. Well, with these Cy Young Award winners coming from the American League, Sabathia and Lee the last 2 years being so effective in the National League. It's an interesting point of comparison to the 2 leagues. 1 ball, 1 strike. Most people would expect the pitcher to be more effective in the National League without the DH, getting to face the pitcher. Aren't quite as taxing in terms of pitch count usually against many National League lineups compared to, for instance, some of those teams in the American League East that really work a pitcher over.
Yeah, that would be awfully tough to bring young pitchers up in the AL East. You know, so if you're Baltimore, one of those clubs, and you have to expose young pitching to the lineups that they feature in New York, and Boston, Tampa Bay, even. You know, Toronto's got some thunder as well.
Quintero up the right field line. Watches it go foul. Well, the other pitchers traded the year after they won the Cy Young with Frank Viola to the Mets in '89 and David Cohn to the Yankees in '95. Lee went 11-1 after July 7th last year. Now he's at 2 balls, 2 strikes. His first start with the Phillies was a complete game win at San Francisco, 5-1. And he got 2 hits. He started out 5-0 in his first 5 starts in this Philadelphia uniform. That included a 2-hit complete game against Arizona, and he got 2 hits in that one. Broken bat, the ball reaches left field. Hunter Pence waiting for it to get into left, gets to third base. Bases are loaded now. The Astros still aren't really hitting the ball squarely on the barrel.
You know, it might be a bad idea to use the barrel right now. They're having a lot of success with the handle. We'll stay right there. That barrel's overrated. Might hit into a hard double play somewhere. Gets into Q's kitchen, shatters his bat, but Barney Rubble, a strong young man. He had the bases loaded for Wandy. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, the Phillies, the players, when the Cliff Lee trade was announced later on that day, or maybe the next day, Ruben Amaro Jr., the general manager, he walked into the clubhouse. He received a round of applause from the Philly players. Well done.
Tony Rodriguez has the bases loaded, nobody out. 5 hits and 51 at bats, an .098 average. Michael Bourne's on deck. And he takes, and there's ball 1. Astros with a chance to move out in front of Cliff Lee now. They have collected 5 hits so far. It's 2-0.
Allowing 1 run in this inning is a win for Cliff Lee right now. If he can get out of this allowing just the 1 run, he's done a heck of a job.
Astros as a team are hitting .275 with the bases loaded this season. Wandy is 3 for. Oh, that was Pudge Rodriguez. Let's check Wandy. That's ball 3. Wandy's first at bat with the bases loaded. 3-0.
On the verge of one of those pink elephant walks. Whatever you do, don't think about pink elephants. Whatever you do, don't walk the pitcher with the bases loaded.
(3-1) as Wandy backs away. Astros 35-30 at home.
Lee has outstanding control. Typically, just 39 walks this year in just about 200 innings.
Now he's come back to create a full count. Phillies have been a terrific road team with 41 wins, 23 losses. Martinez pitched a dandy of a game for them last night, beating the Giants and Tim Lincecum 2-1. Yeah, that was a good count.
What you want to see Wandy do here is obviously make sure he gets a strike, but don't just feel for the ball. Go ahead and take a rip at it and take a little kind of half swing. That's the double play ball. I'd rather see him take a big swing and strike out. Take a half a swing and hit it too hop to short.
Still battling at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 over 1 stretch, won 8 consecutive starts. Tied his career high. He was the first Phillies pitcher since Marty Bystrom in 1980 to win his first 5 starts with the club.
Yeah, Marty did it right at the end of the year, right? He got called up and helped propel them to the postseason.
Sure did. And they met the Astros in the playoffs. Foul back.
In favor there, went after ball 4.
In his first 2 starts as a Philly, Lee did not give up a hit for the first 5 and a third innings of either one of those games at San Francisco and against Arizona. Nice battle for Wandy Rodriguez here. No matter what happens, he has really forced Lee into a lot of pitches here. This will be the 10th pitch coming up.
Outfield very shallow.
Wandy's 4 for 10 with men in scoring position this season. That's where Lee is out to talk it over. Lee's a good receiver, calls a nice game. Caught Pedro last night. Line drive up the right field line. Worth cannot get it. It's into the corner. Scoring Pence. And Keppinger behind him. Stop sign for Quintero, and it's 2-0 on the double by Wandy Rodriguez.
How about that at bat? Wow. Cliff Lee has been brilliant this year, especially with runners on base. Just a .219 batting average against Lee with runners on, but Wandy just worked and worked and worked. Went out of the strike zone to get this one. We talked about the outfield being shallowed up, as you would expect with the opposing pitcher up there and a couple runners on. We want to see him dump a single in front to drive into, so he whacks one into the right field corner.
That might be the best at-bat he's ever had in the big leagues.
He's pumped.
Why not? 10-pitch at-bat, resulting in a 2-run double. Now there's a hard-hit ball.
Yeah, isn't that ironic? Position players are jam shots and broken bats, and Wandy barrels one up.
Texas Ford dealers, league leaders, show you the highest average with runners in scoring position. Batting number 1, Sean Figgins, 366. Michael Bourne, 365. Runners at second and third, and there's ball 1 to Michael. He grounded out to second in the first inning. Dave Clark alongside Roberto Quintero. With 1 ball, 1 strike count. Michael Bourne lost his consecutive streak of 25 games reaching base when he came up as a pinch hitter and had 1 at bat in the 9th inning Wednesday in the 2-0 loss to Chicago. It's the longest of his career. And the former Philly takes strike 2. Of course, involved in that big trade for Brad Lidge and others. Really turned around from last year to this year for Michael Bourne. He takes it, it's ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Certain symmetry here in that Chris Lee at the time was with the Cleveland Indians and he was being dangled in a trade for Brad Lidge. He was available and he's coming off a horrible year.
Strikes out Bourne. Out and strikeout.
He's been very good with runners in scoring position this year, but a tough AB there. He beats him with a high inside fastball.
Kazuo Matsui rolled out to second in the 1st inning. A hit here would really be very meaningful for the Astros. Lance Berkman's on deck. Phillies, of course, have great comeback ability with the power on their club. They've outscored their opponents by 100 runs this year. Down 4-0 if Matsui could drive into would be sizable. Ball foul, 0-2. Phillies have the second best run differential in the first 3 innings of their games. The Braves are number 1. So he looks at it. It's 1-2. It's the first of a 4-game series here, including Labor Day afternoon game. Roy Oswalt and Joe Blanton pitch tomorrow night at 6:05. It's 2-2. Lee throwing a lot of pitches here in the 2nd inning.
He's showing some signs of fatiguing here, kind of like a fighter who gets knocked around, needs to get to his corner and regroup. J.R. Tolles has arrived. He must be a good luck charm.
Yeah, he was making the drive over from Round Rock this afternoon. Popped up, it'll be out of play. 43 pitches for Lee. Sunday afternoon, it's Bud Norris versus Cole Hamels. Monday afternoon, Brian Noller and Jay Happ.
Jay Happ with an outstanding shot at being the Rookie of the Year in the National League. Maybe the most consistent starter all year for the Phils.
Tero and Rodriguez are running now. A line drive left field corner. Bangs it off the wall on a hop. Scoring a couple. Matsui has a 2-run double to make it 4-0. That's his 17th 2-base hit, giving him 34 runs batted in.
So often the anatomy of a big inning, somebody down at the bottom of the order does something unexpected. This time Wandy Rodriguez with that big double. And now the Astros pile on as Matsui jumps on that slow curveball. They've got one of the best pitchers in the game on the ropes here.
Quintero trying to make sure Wandy does not overexert himself running the bases. Lance Berkman got the first hit. Strike 1 to him. School days have begun in Houston, so Lance's girls go to bed early. He doesn't get to see very much of them this time of year. It's 1-1. It's a nice long homestand though for the Astros players. They were gone for 10 days. Now they're home for 10 days. Just 2 road trips remaining. Cincinnati, Milwaukee, the next one. That's Up the right field line, slicing, and a foul ball. One and two.
Lee got knocked around last time out. And on some of the Philly guys, they said, "Oh, it's just command." He's a command pitcher. He doesn't throw 96 miles an hour, but he usually has outstanding command of his fastball, and he did early on. But now that he's starting to show some signs of fatigue in this inning, losing command of his stuff. There are the numbers: 3 home runs in that game.
Berkman takes it. It's a close one. 2-2. It looked pretty good.
Ruiz turning his head to have a chat with Chad Fairchild. Imagine hearing about it. Chad is from the Philly dugout as well.
Carlos at times last night was setting up in the splits the way Tony Pena used to do. He presented a low target. This one heads for the seats outside the right field line, and back is a foul ball out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2 for Berkman. The Cardinals were sailing along tonight at Pittsburgh with a 5-0 lead, and then the Pirates have just dropped a 6th spot on them in the bottom of the 5th inning. Adam Wainwright.
Must be a night for struggling aces.
It must be. That's a little unusual with Wainwright in the year he's having and his Cy Young candidacy. Ground ball to third. Feliz, 2 outs. And Carlos Lee, who had the broken bat single to right in the 1st inning, trying to knock in the runner from second, Matsui.
And Cliff Lee, 39 pitches here in the 2nd inning. Obviously important what the Astros have done in terms of run production here, throwing this 4 spot up, but boy, it's going to be tough for Cliff to bounce back from this one and pitch deep into this game. I'm not saying that he's not capable. He's a very accomplished pitcher, but the odds are certainly against him.
Now it's Lee versus Lee for the 2nd time tonight. And ball 1 to Carlos, the 8th Astro to bat here in the 2nd inning. Astros have a .272 team batting average at home. Already come up with 7 hits in this game. Miguel Tejada on deck. It's 2-0. Phillies definitely have some options with their pitching now, and regained the services tonight of Brett Myers. He goes into the bullpen. Hip surgery. Fly ball left field. Francisco. And Cliff Lee stays on the mound a long time to get 3 outs and face 8 batters in the 2nd inning. It's 4-0 Astros.
Welcome back to Minute Maid Park. Astros have jumped on top of the Phillies 4-0 as we move to the third. Bart Ennis with you along with Opie Otterstadt. We mentioned that Opie had a painting of the 300 home run hitters for the Astros. Astros become the first club in Major League history to have 3 guys reach that milestone in the same season. And you put the portrait together. Talk about the process a little bit.
Well, in this case, knowing 2 out of the 3 guys really well and having worked with them before, it was just a matter of kind of grabbing them during batting practice and say, okay, look, quick, this is what I need. And so I actually got a photo of exactly what I wanted to work from, tweaked it a little bit once I got back to the studio and put the painting together in a relatively short amount of time, which was great.
Yeah. How long did you work on it?
Well, I worked on it about a week and a half. Short deadline, considering we were kind of waiting for Carlos to get to 300, and then once he hit it, we were in motion. So,
well, Carlos and Lance were presented with a print of the portrait before the game. What was their reaction?
Well, Lance, having been through a number of my paintings before, he was kind of looking around, seeing if there was anything hidden or ghosted or whatever in the painting, and Carlos was just happy to see it. He thought it looked like him, so he was pretty happy about it.
Well, it's terrific work, and in fact, 20,000 art cards were handed out to fans here tonight with a replica of the portrait on it. Opie, great job. Thanks for your time.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Brownie, back to you.
Hey, Bart, could you ask him one more question?
Sure.
Some people up here thought the figure of Jeff Bagwell was ghosted.
Yes, in fact, Jeff Bagwell was prominent in the background of this portrait, was he not?
Well, yeah, Jeff, being the all-time Astro home run leader, I wanted to throw out a little tribute to him as well. So I actually put him in the painting twice. I ghosted him up in the background, and I also put him on the scoreboard in the background.
Well done. Nice little piece of honor there to number 5, Brownie.
Can you see? You see the hands right there. His hands at the end of the bat. He's finishing a swing. It looks really cool.
That is a very nice effect. Roller to Lance Berkman, and that's a fair ball off the bat of Cliff Lee. And it's out number 2 for Wandy Rodriguez. That's a good touch. Hope he does excellent work.
And I didn't know, I've never heard of that term before. Like ghosting. He's been ghosted up there. I don't know if that's a technique, a term, or if that's just an Opie thing.
Well, yeah, it makes it sound like we've been missing something all these years, but Lance hasn't. He knew to look for some ghosting.
Well, I know. I've seen him some of the other work he's done. I remember seeing one he did of Sean Green a while back. And it's a street, like a city street scene, and he's got like his grandparents are in the background sitting on a porch watching or something. He puts people in the background in a lot of these paintings. It's pretty clever.
Yes. Jimmy Rollins grounded out to shortstop, first time up. Swings at the curveball and comes up without anything. No balls and 2 strikes for Jimmy Rollins. He just really had a rough time at the plate first couple months of the season. 277 lifetime hitter. First 3 months of his 10-year career. And that certainly affects the stats that he has for the year. But lately, he's been the Jimmy Rollins of old.
Well, Charlie Manuel, there was a lot of pressure on Charlie to take Jimmy out of the lineup or move him down in the batting order. Jimmy with an on-base percentage of just .289, so obviously you're looking for more out of your leadoff spot than that. But the Phillies continue to win, and Charlie has shown tremendous loyalty to his guys, staying the course with his proven veteran players. Rollins, one, Brad Lidge, another. Brad's had a very difficult year, but Charlie knows what these guys are capable of when they hit their stride, and because his team is winning, he's got a little leeway, a little wiggle room where he can let them continue to go out, and if they struggle, so be it. Just trust that they're going to come around.
Rollins taps it foul. Since July 1st, Rollins has hit .297 with a .348 on base average, .540 slugging. Well, those numbers are fine, but overall the numbers for the years, of course, do not come close to that.
And that's the beauty of having the depth that the Phillies have. You can deal with a guy or two who's struggling because you've got so many other talented players.
That's hit number 2 for the Phillies off Wandy Rodriguez.
And it's just been the opposite story for Raul Ibanez, who started the year just a house of fire. He was really tearing it up, but lately really scuffling.
Shane Victorino comes up. He struck out in the first inning. Victorino drafted by the Dodgers in '99. San Diego took a shot at him in the Rule 5 draft, returned him to Los Angeles. The Phillies then took a shot at him in the Rule 5. And he stayed there and really blossomed. Ball one. He was born in Maui. Strike for Wandy.
The weather in Hawaii obviously conducive to baseball, but it hasn't turned out a lot of players. I think they're just hanging out on the beach and catching fish,
Yeah.
surfing. You know, it's a laid back atmosphere over there. Sid Fernandez pitched a long time in the big leagues. He's Hawaiian. There haven't been many.
No. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ronnie Darling was born in Hawaii, right?
That's true. Shane's 28 years old. Mike Lum.
Yeah.
Fly ball, left field corner. That bangs off the wall. Carlos Lee gets it back in to Miguel Tejada on a double for Victorino. Second and third, 2 outs for Chase Utley now. Phillies playing one of the top offensive ballparks in the majors.
32nd double for Victorino. The Phillies second in the league in doubles. Second in runs, first in runs per game. So down 4, not a big deal to this club, but a big at bat coming here. Knocked by Utley, cuts this lead in half.
Chase Utley popped the shortstop in the first. He was Hank Aaron's favorite player to watch. Has 4 straight 100 RBI years. And he needs 16 more to make this number 5. There's strike 1 to Utley.
Yeah, and then Wandy will drop that arm angle on a left-handed hitter, especially a tough one like Utley. Give him a little different look. See if we can get him to break down that front side a little bit.
It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Utley. He was drafted as a second baseman. Then he moved to third base in 01. Scott Rowland moved on. And then back to second. 298 career major league average. Chase Utley. You talk about how well he's hit against lefties. And that's not just this year either. Last year he had the top OPS. A left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher in the National League.
Yeah, keeps that front side closed. Does not give in. Not afraid of getting hit. He's been beaten 19 times this year.
Led the league last year. He was drilled 27 times. He was hit in last night's game, in fact. So the Phillies appear to be coasting to another division title. And now people in Philadelphia are starting to wonder about matchups that they might encounter in the playoffs. Who will the wild card team be? Will it be Colorado? What do you think?
I don't know, but if I'm the division leaders, I don't want any part of San Francisco.
Popped up. Berkman calling on the right side of the infield. And in the third, it's no runs, 2 hits, 2 men stranded, 4-0 Astros. 50 by the MD Anderson Cancer Center, by Geico, and by Coors Light. Inside Minute Maid Park, it is 4-0. The Astros lead it on a 4-run second inning. Miguel Tejada comes up in the home third. Grounded out from Howard to Lee covering. He delivers ball one. Phillies have had a run of good starting pitching, 15 quality starts in the last 22 games. They have 72 for the season. Strike evens a count of 1-1 with Pence and Keppinger to follow. All away, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. They've undergone several changes in their starting rotation since the season opened. They opened with Brett Myers, Jamie Moyer, Joe Blanton, who we'll see tomorrow night, Cole Hamels, and Chan Ho Park. That was a 5-man rotation. High ball, shallow left field. Rollins sprinting back, but it loops in for a hit in front of Francisco. A single for Tejada.
Stage of the ball game where if you're Cliff Lee, you got to fight the urge to kind of cave into the this is not my night mentality, because there's been a number of soft hits for the Astros, and here's another one. Again, using the label of the bat very effectively.
Hot as a board, hit number 8 for the Astros. Hunter Pence follows.
Kind of like in tennis, right? When you miss the strings, you have to hit the wood. Well, not wood anymore, but you know, and then just flip it over the net, and you go, come on.
This hit. That's when you see the pro players apologize to their opponents. Everybody else says, "Hey, that was fine." Just ball one to Hunter.
Baseball not as gentlemanly a game as tennis. I'm not going to see any hitters apologizing. They're going to laugh at you.
It's 1-1. Keppinger's on deck. I was asking Hunter Pence because he is so intense and he's just a grinder from day one to the final day of the season. If he's tried to change that approach any, he said no. Just go hard every day as hard as you can. 1-2.
Yeah, I think as players get older, one of the things they learn is you play hard, but maybe not practice quite as hard. Maybe take a little BP time off, don't take as many extra swings.
Wood banking in right, looping at the wall, opposite field. 2-run shot for Hunter Pence. Number 21, and it's 6-0 Astros. '61 runs batted in for Hunter.
Well, a nice way to start this homestand after a very difficult road trip. Come back home, face one of the better pitchers in baseball, and put on this kind of a display. They've had their fair share of luck, but they've also had some very good swings and good off-field stroke here by Hunter.
Jeff Keppinger fouls it, strike one. Jason Worth went high, but Hunter's ball a little bit higher. A home run to right field. Sixth career long ball against the Phillies. Utley goes out Keppinger, 1 out.
This State and Astros history brought to you by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. September 4th, 1987. Nolan Ryan won Augusto combined on a 2-hitter to beat the Buccos 2-0. 210 strikeout of the season for Nolan. That's the most ever by a pitcher 40 years of age or older. And the only 2 runs coming on a 2-run single by Billy Dorn.
Humberto Quintero, he singled to left field. And that's out of play for strike one.
Looks like Jamie Moyer starting to loosen in the Philly bullpen. Bumped out of the rotation when they acquired Pedro Martinez. Hasn't had a lot of action. He's pitched twice, won both times in long relief.
No balls, 2 strikes. Twice Pedro had to come out after 2 innings and 3 innings after rain delays. That really hurts.
Ankle burger right there for Q.
Bounce that thing, took off his bones. J.R. Tolles, as you saw earlier, if you were with us, is now adding another catcher to the Astros roster. He's the first, you might call him, first true September call-up. The other guys who were added to the roster had been injured, like Bocale, Wesley Wright, and Aaron Boone. And there will be a few more coming, probably after the AAA season ends for Round Rock on Monday. But JR is the lone September call-up to make the trip today to Houston. Cecil Cooper said that he does not put a lot of stock in playing young players in September and drawing a lot of conclusions from what he sees there. And Ed Wade feels the same way. Not a strong projector for them of future performance in the big leagues, what a young player might do in September.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot depends on the nature of the competition, who you're up against, what ballparks you're in, and how often you use that young player. If you give a guy a start here or an at-bat here and there, you're not going to get much of an indication. If you call a kid up September 1 and just play him every day for a month, I think you get a pretty good read on a guy. But most clubs don't do that.
Talking about Charlie Manuel, how loyal he is to his players. Cecil Cooper wants to keep playing the same guys who have been grinding it for him for the most part. Foul tip, and Quintero strikes out. That's number 2 for Lee. Let's go to Bart Ennis now.
Ronnie, I want to remind the fans that the Astros continue a weekend series with the Phillies on Sunday at 1:05. Bring out the family, enjoy your Labor Day weekend at Minute Maid Park. The first 10,000 kids 15 and under will receive an El Caballo Webkins courtesy of Kellogg's. And don't forget that the Astros and Minute Maid have extended kids-free tickets for the rest of the season. To get those tickets, you go to Astros.com. Bill?
Thank you, Bart. There's ball 1 to Wandy Rodriguez, who ripped the 2-run double into the right field corner to make it 2-0 in the second inning.
Yeah, Wandy's got a real good jump on player of the game honors. He could be the first star selection. The way he's going. 3 shutout innings and a 2-run double so far.
One ball, 2 strikes. I'm talking with some of the coaches on the Phillies about how they will play it in September. They said, well, Charlie believes in grinding it on through and not resting the regulars here, even with the nice size 8.5 game lead. Lee gets strikeout number 3. It's 2 runs, 2 hits. Hunter Pence goes deep and to the opposite field to make it 6-0 Houston.
Make me sleep. But just one rose and knows your name.
It is Aflac trivia time. Aflac! Let's see what the Duck has for us tonight from Minute Maid Park. When did the Philly Fanatic debut? That had to be back in the 70s, didn't it? I remember the Fanatic in the 70s.
Dave Raymond.
Well,
the name of the original Fanatic.
Yes, it was.
Not the guy in the radio booth, but
no. Not our Dave Raymond. A different one. He had been a punter in college football, hadn't he?
Oh, is that right?
Some kind of an athlete.
Very athletic.
Yeah. 6-0 ball game. And Ryan Howard takes a look at strike one, leading off the fourth inning. He struck out in the second.
Yeah, I think if you were to pull the players, Fanatic would be their favorite.
Shift is on. Matsui's out in right field, throwing to Berkman. A different throwing angle from there. One out.
Well, there's the Ryan Howard shift. 1-3-1 zone trap. Well executed. 9-3 put out. Tracy Morgan heads back to the dugout.
One down, and it's Jason Worth. Worth was drafted in the first round by Baltimore in '97. Strike one. Good talent. He was then with Toronto and the Dodgers. Phillies signed him as a free agent after the '06 season. The Dodgers made him a free agent by not offering him a contract. He had a wrist injury that season in '06. His curveball is up, and it's 2-1. Worked out very well in Philadelphia, and the wrist healed. And they signed him to a one-year deal for $850,000 that first year. 3-1, but he gives them athleticism. We talked about his 13 steals. Good coverage in the outfield. Nice arm.
Did 30 jacks this year. In all likelihood, they will have 30 home run men on their club this year. Utley's got 29. Howard's already got 37. Abani has 27.
Curveball struck him out. That was a fine pitch. Number 4.
Now you see it, now you don't. Good hard breaking pitch by Awandi. Brought him to his knees.
He did. Lunging for it. 64 pitches for Wandy. It's Francisco next. Looking at the fastball, there's strike one to Francisco.
And that's the dilemma the hitters are faced with. They stay back, try to see that curveball, and when he throws the fastball, it's too late to pull the trigger.
Balls, 2 strikes. Ben Francisco from Santa Ana, California. He's all Pac-10 at UCLA as a sophomore. Hit 368 as a junior. To Hopper, Cappinger. It's an easy 4th inning for Wandy Rodriguez. The Astros lead it 6-0. Was the debut of the Philly Fanatic.
I was going to say April 25th, 1978.
Yeah. One of the great mascots. Does he still take that three-wheeler around?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of his shtick. Jamie Moyer may have debuted April 25th, 1978 as well. Jamie, 46 years of age? Great story.
And not a great story when he was moved to the bullpen as far as he was concerned. But that's where he's been lately. Pedro Martinez in the rotation. There's ball one to Michael Bourne.
Yeah, and I would think, unless there's an injury to their starting rotation, he may be in jeopardy of being left off their playoff roster. I'm not sure there's a real need for Jamie in the bullpen once you get into the postseason. Big part of it for them last year. Obviously, he's had a wonderful career.
His first major league season was '86 with the Cubs. Bourne with a pop-up, foul, and good running play. Pedro Feliz. Outstanding work on the backhand side.
He's turned himself into a pretty good third baseman after struggling when he first came into the league. Pretty solid over there on the left side. He's made 13 errors this year, but like the people that watch him play every day, and they say he's really done a nice job. Jimmy Rollins has only 3 errors this year. That's incredible.
He's gone 80 games without making an error now. That streak is alive right now. There's ball one to Matsui. Matsui ripped a 2-run double to left field. Rollins with the .994 fielding percentage, tops in the majors among shortstops. 1-1. Cliff Lee, 3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs allowed, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Feliz, 2 outs for Moyer.
There's 12 runs allowed by Cliff Lee in his last 2 starts. That's 2 months worth.
Yeah,
for him. Head man, I mean, he's been on such a roll.
Moyer won 16 last season. That led the club. Been leading the club in victories this year with 12.
See, and that's why, baseball is all about winning and whatever it takes to get better, especially when you're in the hunt for a playoff spot. Even if you can just get incrementally better, you go for it. Obviously, it couldn't have been fun for Ruben Amaro Jr. and Charlie Manuel to tell Jamie Moyer he was leaving the rotation. Everybody in the game respects this guy. He's done so much. Really a big part of it for them last year, but they felt like they were better with Pedro, and so far it's hard to argue with that. Pedro was outstanding last night.
He really was. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pedro gave up a home run on the first pitch. And he got tough, and that was all. Moyer brings it in for a strike to Berkman and a 1-2 count. Moyer made his debut a couple of years after you made yours, JD.
Yeah, we were contemporaries. He's only a couple of years younger than me. Had been pitching a decade longer. Plus.
He was a 6th-round pick in '84 by the Cubs. More than 250 games in his career. Berkman fouls him.
And you look at his career year by year, somewhere back there in the mid-90s, early mid-90s, he had just a miserable year, an ERA up over 6, I believe. And essentially reinvented himself, learned how to cut the fastball, work that fastball in on right-handed hitters, always had that good changeup. That's been the difference maker. Changeup.
2-1 to Moyer. Moyer in '95 with Baltimore. 8-6 with a 5.21 ERA.
That's probably the year I'm thinking of.
He started to turn it around after that. Strike 3 call. He has a 1-2-3-4. It's 6-0 Houston.
6-0. Of course, it's Labor Day weekend, one of the most dangerous weekends to be out on the roads. I'm joined now by a couple of Houston Police Department officers, Paul LaSalle on my immediate left and Don Egdorf, to talk a little bit about what the Department of Transportation is doing to keep motorists safe this weekend. We'll start with the Choose Your Ride campaign. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, the Choose Your Ride campaign is a preventative measure. Instead of just using enforcement only to keep people from driving intoxicated, we've got some police cars that we shrunk wrap the back half of the car, look like a yellow cab. So now when people see those cars, they look at them and they get to see what their choice is when they've been out drinking. And that is either get in a cab and go home or get arrested and get in a police car and go to jail. And so we're just trying to use that to prevent people, because we can prevent more DWIs from driving than we can actually go out and arrest. So it's the best measure to be safe.
Sort of a not so subtle little reminder as to to stay sober out there on the road. Talk about the Officer Egdorf. Talk a little bit about the No Refusal campaign.
No refusal program is actually something we have to use when people don't make the right choice about what they're going to do. Meaning that they get arrested for DWI, they get brought down to the police station and processed, and what happens is after that person refuses to provide a breath sample they're supposed to do, we get a search warrant. We actually do a blood draw right there on site.
These are great things that the Houston Police Department and officers around the state are going to be doing this weekend to keep the roads safe. Gentlemen, thanks for your time very much. Brownie, back up to you.
Thank you, Bart. Good advice for everybody. One out on the line drive from Feliz to Hunter Pence for Wandy, and now with Ruiz batting, it's 1-2. He puts one out into right center field. A looping hit. Michael Bourne comes up with it to hold him to a single. Hit number 4 for the Phillies. And it's Jamie Moyer coming up. .133 for Jamie's career and 12 runs batted in this season. He's 143 with 2 runs batted in.
23rd season. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. He has defied some odds. Good to see some friends back in town with the Phillies. Among them, Brad Lidge and Eric Bruntlett. There's strike 1 to Moyer. He bunts that one. An 0-2 count. Jamie last year wound up with 196 innings. Moyer fouls it on the bunt try, and Quintero picks it up. It's a strikeout. Number 5. Jimmy Rollins.
Wandy on easy street right now. He's thrown just 74 pitches as he works with 2 outs in the 5th. Off day yesterday, so the pen pretty well rested. Cliff Lee still trying to figure things out. How did this happen? What went wrong out there tonight? He was making good pitches, breaking the bats, jamming guys, and falling in left and right.
Well, it was a rough night for him that way. And once the snowball started rolling, it became difficult to stop. Once it goes foul, Wandy at the plate, bases loaded, nobody out. 2-run double by Wandy in the 2nd inning made it 2-0. If he gets Wandy to hit into a double play there, or strikes him out and gets a force out at home, maybe it's totally different. But then Matsui drove in 2 with a double. Hunter Pence with a 2-run homer in the 3rd. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rollins was a 2nd-round pick in '96 by the Phillies. He's really been a solid performer offensively, defensively from Oakland, California. That was foul. Back in '04, he set a club record for runs scored by a shortstop, 119. He's consistently been over 100 runs scored since then.
He's using one of those new helmets, isn't he?
Looks like it. Did you see the one on the Astros bench?
Yeah, I had it on actually.
How did it feel?
Felt okay. Guys are kind of goofing on him a little bit. I think it's kind of big and clunky. But I'm surprised how light it was for the size. It's got a lot of extra padding in it.
David Wright wore his with the Mets, and his teammates gave him a hard time. Line to shortstop. And the trend continues. No runs a hit. A man stranded. It's 6-0 Houston. Astros baseball on Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by AT&T, by Dodge, and by Jack Daniels. It's 6-0 Astros here inside Minute Maid Park. The fans have seen the Astros have a 4-run second, adding 2 more in the third. Jamie Moyer came in, had a 1-2-3 fourth. Now it's Carlos Lee looking at strike one. Moyer pitched a career-high 6 innings in relief against Arizona the 18th of August. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's moved into the bullpen the 10th of August. As a reliever, he's gone 2-0 with a 0.87 ERA for 10 1/3 innings. Digger Phelps. 2 balls and a strike. 258 career wins for Moyer. He's 40th on the all-time list. 2-2. Jack in the Box standings show you the most runs batted in through the first 3 seasons with the Astros. Moises Alou had 346. Carlos Lee second with 304.
Jeff Bagwell, of course, doing it in his first 3 years in major leagues.
Francisco looks up. That's a Carlos Lee long ball. Landry's Crawford bounces. Home run number 23 of the season for El Caballo. 7-0 Houston.
So the karma El Caballo's way. Gladly accepted. Let's hit this ballpark. Likes to hit that ballpark for just left, too. Very good in Wrigley's. Pitch up in his wheelhouse. It's been looked down at his bat approvingly, so thank you. Thank you very much.
Strike to Miggy. The lead now with 23 homers, 86 runs batted in. Shot at 30 bombs and 100 runs batted in for the season. Out of 1 hop to Feliz.
Did Moises Alou officially retire? I never did hear.
Haven't heard if he did.
Yeah. And I didn't know if somebody asked him, "Are you going to try to play anymore?" And he said, "No, I didn't." Right here.
Back one to Hunter. Hunter is 2 for 2. The opposite field homer he hit in the third was, I believe, only his third home run hit to right field this season.
According to Wikipedia, Mo announced during the World Baseball Classic that he would retire at the end of the Classic.
Oh, okay, we missed that. But he was in Chicago sitting in the stands for one of the Astros games earlier this year, July. Two balls and 1 strike to Hunter. The Phillies line up for him with Keppinger on deck. Pops it up. Lees comes over in front of the Phillies dugout. Let's get to it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hunter hit 7 home runs in the month of August.
Yeah, he wasn't getting a lot of hits, but he was hitting for power when he did. Going the other way, pretty solid approach against Jamie Moyer. Not a hard thrower, of course, so contemplate that off-speed pitch down and away. Just trust that you can be quick enough if he tries to throw that cutter in on your hands.
Takes that one, and it's 3 and 2. Pitched in the World Series in game number 5. Did not get a decision last year. Hunter takes a walk. First walk for the Phillies pitchers tonight. Jeff Keppinger single to left, and he grounded out.
Well, college football is upon us. Football Saturday debuts tomorrow. San Jose State, USC at 3:30. You can tweet your comments to studio host Darren Horton. Address down below. Gridiron action coming up.
Oh, man. Couple games last night. Strike going to Keppinger. You can see that punch thrown by the Oregon player, the Boise State player.
I didn't know.
We'll talk about that today. What should be his punishment?
You can't watch football until the temperature dips into the 50s. Needless to say, I don't watch a whole lot of football.
You better head for New York, pal.
Just can't get into it.
I know what you're saying. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, we got back to Houston after that beautiful, beautiful weather in Chicago. It was about 50 overnight temperature some of those nights, and people were talking here about how cool it's been. It's what, 93 here. Keppinger takes strikeout number 2.
Yeah, but it's amazing how good 93 can feel after 100 every day.
Yeah. Moyer, strikeout pitch. And now it's Quintero. Quintero singled as a part of that 4-run second inning and rode home later on the 2-run double by Matsui. He struck out his second time up. Moyer was with Seattle from the '96 season through 05, part of 06. Fly ball to center. Victorino backing on it. Just short of the track for out number 3. Carlos Lee goes deep for the Astros' second long ball of the night. Lee bumps up to 7-0 Houston after 5. 7-0 Houston. Time now for our Dodge Grab Life feature. Here's Wesley Wright on his superstitions.
Not really superstitious. I try to keep a routine, but if something gets thrown off, it doesn't really bother me that much. I'm not really that superstitious.
Wesley getting loose right now as Wandy Rodriguez does the work on the mound with a 7-0 lead. Beginning inning number 6. Victorino to lead it off. He has a double in 2 trips. Ball 1 to Victorino.
Who's the most superstitious player you were ever with? Anybody stand out?
Line shot, Keppinger. Quickly dotting to his left, rocking the line.
And how about the last 2 outs for Wandy? Last out in the 5th, that BB off the bat of Rollins. Now this one from Victorino. Got a big lead. Be aggressive. And get some plays made behind you. Hang with them. Flying Hawaii.
Keppinger ready to make that move for out number 1. A superstitious player. Have to give that a little thought. How about you?
Well, there was a guy in the minor leagues. Kevin, either Romine or Romberg, something like that. He had a lot of things going on. But the one thing was, if you touched him, he had to touch your back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so guys figured this out. So if he was running off the field and you were going out to take your position, guys would tap him and sprint to the outfield, and he'd turn around and chase you.
Lined into center by Utley.
He obviously had a disorder. He had something going on, but I mean, so much so that people would even write him letters. Yeah, I got you. The Chick-fil-A foul poles adorn the right and left field corners here at Minute Maid Park. Anytime an Astro player hits one of those Chick-fil-A foul poles, fans from the game can take their ticket stub to any Greater Houston area Chick-fil-A for a free Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Chatting with David Barron and Brian McTaggart before the game today, and they pointed out, these cows, they've evolved to the point where they can put together a solid sentence, but they still spell them correctly. They couldn't figure that out. They eat more foul, but they can't spell it properly. They're having a long discussion, trying to sort through all of that.
Seems to be missing E. Strike 1 to Howard. He'll shift it around. He loops a fly ball to right. Catch back to catch it for the second out.
And then not too many years ago, they took Lundell, the relief pitcher with the Mets and the Cubs and others, and he used to chew dirt, I guess, in the minor leagues. And then he was told that's probably not good for you. So he would chew licorice in between innings. He'd brush his teeth between innings. The whole deal where he'd spike the rosin bag under the back of the mound.
Foul lines. Jason Worth 1 for 2. Was he the guy who, when he went out to pitch at the beginning of the inning, would point to the center fielder?
Yep.
The center fielder had to point back to him before he would throw a pitch.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's also the guy that I think on more than one occasion after a bad outing just threw his glove into the stands as he's heading back to the dugout. So this glove is out of outs. Trying to turn the page.
Right, 3 on Worth, and Ronnie Rodriguez is taking it to the house tonight. And strikeout number 6. He has a 7-0 lead. Coors Light 6th inning. Let's check out the Frost Brewed Coors Light freeze cam. A freeze of an opposite field home run swing by Hunter Pence. 21st home run of the year, third to right field, and he really hit it hard. Now Wandy Rodriguez grounds out on the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th inning after you see the Coors Light freeze cam. Jamie Moyer gets Wandy, but Wandy earlier had the big hit, the 2-run double in the 2nd inning to make it 2-0.
First pitch swinging here. Chopper down there to Fillets at third. Jog on down and take a right turn and go take a seat. Got enough points. Just need to rest up and get a few more outs.
Michael Bourne's 0 for 3. Ball one. Wandy has had hits in each of his last 3 wins. They've all come at home. This could be number 4 in a row for him. Bourne fouls it away. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Jamie Moyer, allowing that home run in the 5th inning to Carlos Lee, gave up the 487th home run of his career. Oh, that breaking ball hit Bourne on the right collarbone. He trots the first after being hit by the pitch.
A big looping breaking ball and just didn't finish the pitch. If you're going to get hit up around the head, this is the one. A floater.
Just checking, JD. You see Bourne getting hit there. Like that might have been a glancing blow off his helmet. The all-time leader among pitchers for home runs allowed, Robin Roberts, gave up 505. Moyer is second with 487 now.
Worth shooting for.
Strike.
The other guy's in the Hall of Fame.
That's true.
It'll be around a long time to give up that many jacks.
Yes. Workman on deck. It's a 1-1 count with Bourne at first for Matsui. So he's got to town about 2 a.m. after Ruiz caught that gem last night from Martinez and the relievers who came in. Brad Lidge with a save. Phillies have done some damage on the road with that 41-23 record. Michael Bourne has a safe lead for the stolen base title because Nigel Morgan is out for the season with a broken hand. Bouncer, Howard. Howard low to Rollins. Rollins back to Howard, safe at first. Rollins with a nice pick for the first play for out number 2.
Jimmy Rollins, a spectacular year at shortstop, bails out Ryan Howard here. Slicing ground ball. Picked that like it was nothing. And the big fella standing in front of the base, like he didn't get stepped on. I feel like he didn't roll an ankle. Just to set the record straight, that superstitious player I was referring to earlier was Kevin Romberg, not Romans, but time in the big leagues with Cleveland. Mike Hargrove used to call him "Touch Me, Touch Me."
Well, Lance Berkman 1 for 3. Bounce to the short. Rollins 2-up lead. No runs, no hits, and a man left after 6. 7-0 Astros.
Astros all over the Phils here, 7-0 as we move to the 7th inning. Cabot Woodstain's performance brings you this legendary performance. September 4th, 1974, after pitching 8 no-hit innings against the Reds. Don Wilson pulled from the game by Astros manager Preston Gomez for a pinch hitter. Mike Cosgrove gives up a hit to Tony Perez in the 9th. Astros lose 2-1. Talk about a hang with him. That's a Cabot Woodstein hang with him for Don Wilson.
Preston Gomez did that same thing as Clay Kirby in San Diego. Pulled him after 8 innings of a no-hitter. Ben Francisco looks at ball 1. He's 0 for 2.
Preston's philosophy was probably, hey, look, if you don't have a shutout going, we're good to no-hitter.
Now back, and it's a 2-1 strike count for Wandy Rodriguez, who's had 92 pitches for the night. 68 have been strikes. Phillies lead the league in total bases. They lead in slugging percentage. In the middle of the pack of walks. Line drive hit to left. Francisco got a curveball up. And he collects a hit for the Phillies, number 6.
And Wandy hasn't made many mistakes with his breaking pitch tonight. That one a bit of a hanger.
For Pedro Feliz. Feliz 0 for 2, but he hit the ball hard on a line to right field in the 5th inning. So Wandy came into this with the second lowest home ERA, just slightly higher than the guy who shut out the Astros for 8 innings Wednesday, Ted Lilly. So they're taking the lead over Lilly again in home ERA in the National League. Up the middle, Tejada sliding, rolls over. Whoa! Matsui barehanded it, safe at first. Tejada got to it, rolled over, flipped to Matsui, with coming in his bare hand for out number 1.
And Miggy trying to slide on the dirt there. He didn't slide. He just stuck and then spun. Out of control with the flip, and a nice play by Matsui to barehand it, maintain contact with the bag to get the force play. And, well, or did he? Would not have surprised me had that call gone against the Astros.
Out number 1. Ruiz, the batter. Tyler Walker working in the bullpen for the Phils. They strike 1 to Ruiz. A single to right center. Wandy has the 3rd lowest on base average leading off an inning allowed this year. Behind Jeff Neiman and Dan Herron. 4 balls, 2 strikes. Shooting for win number 13 of the year. His high. 9th best ERA overall in the National League coming into this game. It's 1-2. Phillies warming up Walker, so they're getting ready to pinch hit. To the left side, Temperature can't get it. Tejada throws from deep in the hole, safe at first on the scoop by Berkman. The hit for Ruiz. Runners at first and second now, and 1 out. And Moyer's being called back for a pinch hitter.
The Phillies running out of outs. Charlie Manuel's going to go to his bench. It has not been a very productive bench, especially of late. Pinch hit batting average of the Phillies 156. That's dead last in the league.
What's on tap of the Astros is brought to you by Bud Light, showing you tomorrow's starter. It's a 6:05 start tomorrow night for Joe Blanton and Roy Oswald. Coverage begins at 5:30 on Fox Sports Houston.
The Phillies shut out so far here tonight, and been scuffling a little bit here lately. They've scored just 6 runs in their last 4 games. They managed to win 3 of those games, 3-2, 1-0, and 2-1.
Miguel Cairo is a pinch hitter for Jamie Moyer. Moyer in 3 innings allowed 1 hit, 1 run. He had 1 walk, hit a batter, and struck out 2. Cairo 2 for 19 this season with the Phillies. He was at AAA for them. Lehigh Valley hit 287 there. 5 homers, 33 runs batted in 78 games for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
I love the Iron Pigs.
Yeah, it's got to be one of your top nicknames, right?
It used to be the Scranton Red Barons. What happened?
Needed a more colorful, fatter nickname. Strike 1 to Kylo. Good pinch hitter in his career, 268 with a home, 27 driven in. Scranton is now the Yankees AAA farm club. That's still a,
oh, that's right. That's right. Probably. Maybe they're going to play off the popularity of The Office and kind of go to Scranton Paper Company or something. Maybe. Wandy worked hard in the third there when he threw 24 pitches, but pretty efficient tonight. Over 100 pitches. As many tough outs as there in this lineup. He's not had to work all that hard.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Cairo is a 600 career hitter against Rodriguez.
Deepa.
Probably 3 for 5. Miguel, 35 years old, from Venezuela. This one gets away from Quintero.
Yeah,
it did. This is a loader. So a hit on the 1-2 pitch. Cairo takes his base. Bases loaded, 1 out now for Rollins.
And that'll get things hopping down in the Astros bullpen. This Philly offense, we talked about it being dormant of late, but they can strike in a hurry. Jeff Fortino trying to move around and start cranking it up. Burdak as well, I believe. This back foot curveball is a very effective pitch for Wandy, but he drops the back foot curveball onto the front foot from Miguel Cairo. That's a bit of bad fortune for Wandy. Just want to yell at the hitter, move, get your foot out of the way, come on.
Tim Burdak now warms up for Houston alongside Fulcino.
Talked about Rollins having a low on base percentage for a leadoff guy, but he brings plenty of power to the top of the order, much more so than most. 17 bombs for Jimmy Rollins this year.
Rollins singled to the left side in the 3rd inning. He lined out to short in the 5th. He's 1 for 3. Phillies are averaging 5.1 runs per game this season. It's tops in the National League.
Rollins a switch hitter as a right-handed batter this year, hitting just 227. Good power from both sides. 7 home runs right-handed, 10 left. Trying to hook the ball. Get into his mind there with the bases loaded down 7, something he can jerk into the Crawford boxes.
Feliz, Ruiz, and Cairo, the base runners. Fly ball, Hunter Pence coming in right. Shallow in right. They hold. 2 outs. Hunter with 12 outfield assists. Goes home. Now it's Victorino batting.
Phillies aren't going to gamble down 7.
Victorino doubled to left in the 3rd. Line to 3rd in the 6th inning. 1 for 3. 30,043 the paid attendance tonight. Utley's on deck. That's ball 1 to Victorino. The Indians beat the Twins in Cleveland 5-2. Jeremy Sowers got that win over to Carl Pavano. Curve makes it a 1-1 count now. Twins are back to 500, 67 and 67. pitch at 1-2. Wandy had 109 pitches for the game.
There's such a thing as an uncomfortable 7-0 lead. I guess this would be it. Bases loaded. As we get into the meat of this Philly order, the good news is there's 2 outs and 2 strikes on the hitter. Wandy's been one of the best pitchers in the National League all year long.
Swing and a miss by Victorino, and that is strikeout number 7 for Wandy Rodriguez. No runs, 2 hits, 3 men stranded in the middle of the 7th. He is stifling the league's number 2 offense and run score. Texas Ford dealers show you the game summary. Wandy Rodriguez pitching a dandy game tonight. 7 innings of shutout ball with no walks, 7 strikeouts. He had a 2-run double in the 2nd inning. The Astros came up with a 4-run second on 5 hits, with Wandy chiming in with that 2-run hit. Hunter Pence has gone 2 for 2 with an opposite field 2-run homer. Carlos Lee has a home run. And it's Miguel Cairo staying in after pinch hitting for the pitcher, and he's at shortstop. Jimmy Rollins coming out of the game. And Tyler Walker in to pitch.
Tyler Walker for the Phillies this year has been quite good. He's worked 20 times. He's 1-0 with an ERA of 1.93. 65 times he went to the hill last year for the Giants.
Strike 1 to El Caballo, who's 2 for 3 in this game with a long ball. Walker's from San Francisco and the University of California.
Look out.
Yeah. 0-2, and he was a Giant. Last year, 5-8 with a 4.56 ERA for 65 games. Earlier in his career was with the Mets and Detroit. Also pitched briefly for Tampa Bay. He had Tommy John surgery in 06.
Good numbers down with the Iron Pigs this year as well. Called up on July 2013, won 3 saves, .40 ERA there.
Throwing the ball well lately. 3 hits allowed and 35 at bats against it. Still 1-2. Barry Wood got his 18th save and Cleveland's 5-2 win over Minnesota. Texas down Baltimore at Baltimore 5-1. Scott Feldman is 15-4. Rangers trail Boston by 3 in the wild card race coming into play tonight.
Splitty it looked like.
Very effective for a strikeout for Walker on Lee.
Some kind of a changeup, split finger pitch, straight change. Whatever it was, perfectly executed.
Miguel Tejada singled in the third inning and rode home on the 2-run homer by Hunter Pence. He's 1 for 3. Neftali Feliz got his second save for Texas. Nelson Cruz hit home run number 31. Well, Feliz has just phenomenal numbers. Hardly ever walks anybody. High strikeout numbers.
Just a kid, right?
Yes, he is. He's about 20. 2 balls, no strikes. Rangers trailed the Angels by 3.5 in the AL West when play started tonight. Angels trailing at Kansas City 1-0, bottom of the 6th inning.
Tally Perez, I don't know if this includes tonight or not. 22 innings, 28 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Call him up. Get him out of here. This league's not good enough.
No. And he is 21 years, 125 days.
I want one of those.
Yeah.
Can't we have one of those guys?
Isn't everybody? We are into Rick Porcello is the youngest active pitcher at 20 years, 251 days. The young guys, Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers, Trevor Cahill of Oakland. Chris Tillman of Baltimore. They're all 21 or younger. By the way, Tillman took the loss tonight for Baltimore. Tejada grabs the shortstop. Cairo. 2 outs. Phillies have 3 lefties in their bullpen, counting Moyer. Slaughter, Jack Cashner, the other 2. Well, you were thinking earlier about the makeup of their postseason roster. That's always of a lot of interest to players on a club like the Phillies this time of year. They're thinking about it big time if they believe they might be on the bubble. So Edwin Masonette is on deck. Temperature scheduled up after Hunter Pence. Strike 1. Hunter with 2 hits and a walk tonight, a 2-run homer. He scored twice.
Yeah. Playoff rosters, the eligible candidates that had to be set by September 1. It's players on the active roster prior to the September call-up, plus anybody on the disabled list. And that pool of players together your playoff roster.
Pedro, of course, will be in that playoff rotation. It would appear anyway. Well, they have some interesting choices to make for a short playoff series in Philadelphia.
Well, we talk about Happ being maybe the most consistent pitcher all year long. You got to believe Cole Hamels will be the first man out of their chute. He's kind of regained his top form, and right, he's one of the best in the business.
Joe Blanton goes tomorrow night. He's had a pretty solid year.
It just depends on the right and left thing, who they're playing, whether they want to start lefties or righties. Because you can obviously go Happ, Hamels, Happ, Martinez. I guess they get the coin flip after Hamels, actually. Lee, I forget about Lee. Don't care about Lee. Right. So Hamels, Lee.
And a lot of that will come down to who's the hot hand there at the end of the regular season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Halladay and Toronto shut out the Yankees on 1 hit. 6-0 in Toronto. Halladay going to 14-8. He beats Jabba Chamberlain, who's 8-5. To center field, Victorino. In the 7th inning, Walker has a 1-2-3 frame to keep the score 7-0 Astros.
The 8th, fans, we want to let you know that the Astros have extended the Price Matters dates presented by HEB. They've added more dates to cash in on this great deal in September. You can get a game ticket, hot dog, chips, and soda for just $10. That's a sweet deal. Baseball and a meal for just $10. To purchase your tickets and get more information on Price Matters days, go to Astros.com. Bill?
Thank you, Bart. Fans having a good time on this Friday night. And it's Edwin Masonette at third base for Jeff Keppinger. Masonette in the 7th spot in the lineup, and Tim Burdack comes in to do the pitching. He's 1-1 with a 2.94 ERA.
Another outstanding performance by Wandy Rodriguez tonight. Left-hander yields to a next, or even to another.
Yeah. Burdack with strike one. Chase Utley's 1 for 3. Phillies have 7 hits, 6 of them singles, and a double by Victorino.
7 innings, 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, 1 strikeout in each of the 7 innings Wandy pitched tonight.
That one hit him.
Just barely, though.
Yeah, Utley wasn't even headed for first base until Chad Fairchild indicated he was hit by the pitch.
New rule. Batter gets hit by the pitch and the catcher still catches it. It's not a hit batter.
Ooh.
And if you don't get hit hard enough to just change the direction of the ball, you shouldn't get a free base. Maybe half a base. If it happened to again in the same at bat, then you get to take the base.
Okay.
Run that up the flagpole at the commissioner's office. See what he thinks.
Okay. We'll check with him. Ryan Howard is 0 for 3. Infield shifted around. So Wandy, 7 innings, 7 hits, no runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. And he'll take over that home ERA lead in the National League again. Trying to beat the Phillies for the first time in his career. Now Quintero out to talk with Burdack with the count 1-0. Burdack has put together a good stretch of work coming into this game tonight. Pitched another scoreless inning on Wednesday at Chicago in the 2-0 loss. 13 appearances, 9 innings, no runs allowed by Burdack. He's behind Howard 2-0. St. Louis 14, Pittsburgh 7, bottom of the 9th in Pittsburgh. Matt Holliday hit number 22. High to center field, Bourne backing. 1 out.
Pujols went deep in that game.
Yeah, he hit number 43. Then Ryan Ludwig hit a pair to give him 20.
Yeah, Ludwig's going off tonight. He's got 5 hits in that game.
1 out, and it's Jason Worth batting. 1 for 3. Mets beat the Cubs in New York 6-2. Ryan Stokes beating Kevin Gregg with a 5-run Mets 8th inning. K-Rod got his 29th save. Corey Sullivan hit home run number 1.
Be able to officially declare the Cubs dead here.
Yeah. They trailed by 10.5, so now looks like they will be 11.5 games out.
I was just thinking in terms of the wild card.
Oh.
I'm already giving the division to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The wild card. There's 6 out coming into play tonight.
5th place in the wild card race.
I have to jump over Florida, Atlanta, San Francisco, and Colorado. Yeah, probably not going to happen.
Swing and a miss by Worth. Burdack strikes him out for out number 2.
Here's the 8th inning strikeout. Worth has punched out 3 times tonight. Good low fastball. Emergency hat. Just trying to stay alive. It's not one for the Jason Worth archives. That's one there.
No, not at all. Strike to Francisco. Francisco is 1 for 3. Phillies have been shut out 5 times this season. Missing outside. The count going to 1-1 now. Cincinnati beat Atlanta 3-1 in Atlanta. Bronson Arroyo squaring his record at 12-12, beating Derek Lowe, who's 13-9. Francisco Cordero got his 31st save. Johnny Gomes hit his 17th homer. Nate McLaughlin was 16 for the Braves. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Phillies' lead grows, or at least will stay the same if they lose, and that would be 8.5 over Atlanta, which would be fine for them.
Atlanta trailed Colorado by 4 games in the wild card coming into play tonight, as did the Marlins. The Marlins are winning in Washington 9-5 in the late innings there. Batting bottom of the 8th. Wild card race. Rockies and Diamondbacks are tied 2-2 after 3 in Denver.
There's a swing by Francisco and another strikeout. The Astros continue on that great strikeout pace in this one. 2 more for Burdak in the 8th inning. Astros still leading 7-0. It's time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Edwin Mason at the batter. He fouls that one for a 1-1 count here in the home 8th inning against Walker. Tyler Walker had a 1-2-3 7th inning. He's pitcher number 3 for the Phillies tonight. Masonette had a start at shortstop on Sunday at Arizona. That was his first start in the majors since mid-June. 295 for the season. 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Ground ball, and Utley is there to his left. That's 4 straight for Walker. Alberto Quintero is next. He's 1 for 3. Astros put together 5 of their 10 hits in that 4-run second inning. Aaron Boone is on deck. His family came in from Arizona for a few days. It's ball 1. Phillies in the 9th inning have the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Feliz, Ruiz, and Cairo. Doug Brocail warming up for Houston. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Meyer to kill him.
Phillies have Brett Myers back in their bullpen. They plan to put him in the 6th or 7th inning soon. Fly ball, shallow center field. Victorino sliding, and he did not. Well, they get the out call. He dropped it after he got the out call from Wally Bell. 2 outs.
Victorino, we've seen Michael Bourne make play after play all summer long. Shane Victorino could really play the position as well. The sliding catch, and here's the ovation for Boone.
Fans welcoming back a player who had open heart surgery in March for his first Houston appearance. Strike one to Aaron. He got the start at first base Wednesday in Chicago. He went 0 for 3 in that game. Spark didn't play at first base. He was activated from the 60-day DL prior to the Tuesday night game. No balls, 2 strikes. 11 rehab appearances in the minor leagues to get ready. Upstairs to Aaron, and it's a 1-2 count.
I had a chance to chat with Aaron after the game at Wrigley the other day, and he said, yeah, you know, pretty nervous when I took the field. First time out there in a long time, coming after the heart surgery. It sounds weird to say. Coming back from the strained hamstring, or coming back from the groin pull, coming back from the open heart surgery. It's something you don't normally say. An incredible story.
Well, now he's hit by the pitch from Walker.
The fans booing. It's just a changeup that got away, not unlike the breaking pitch that hit Michael Bourne. Philly fans have such a reputation. People say, see, it's a Philly guy. Who but a Philly guy would drill a guy coming back from heart surgery?
Charlie Manuel's walking out. Of course, Aaron's dad, Bob, played for the Phillies for many years. And Manuel now signaling to the bullpen with Bourne, the left-handed hitter. Looks like he wants a lefty. And a 7-0 game. Walker got 5 outs. He'll leave with the runner at first, his responsibility. The score 7-0. Jack Teschner coming in. More in a moment.
You can visit the official online shop of the Astros at astros.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and so much more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop the astros.com shop. It looks just like that, only it's online.
Yeah. Sidewinding left to Jack Dashner. Came out of the bullpen. And he'll be facing Michael Bourne with a 1-1 record, a 5.14 ERA.
He, like Walker, a former Giant, also up and down from the minor leagues this year. Battled control problems, walking 20 men in 28 innings. He's also allowed 34 hits.
He was called up September 1st, but had been with the Phillies earlier this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. His first win as a Philly back in May against the Mets. Matsui's on deck. 7-0 Astros in the 8th. It's 2-1. Diamondbacks 3, Rockies 2, bottom of the 4th in Colorado. Dan Heron versus Jason Hamill. And Stewart in his 21st homer. Garland going for the Dodgers last night, beating Arizona. 3-1.
Yeah, started that series in one uniform, finished it in the other.
See that note on him? Became the first pitcher in something like 120 years to win a game for one team and beat that same team within a week. A hit to right field by Bourne. Going to second. First and second. 2 outs for Matsui now. Michael staying in very well against the lefty.
And Tashner gives a little bit of that crossfire delivery. Super difficult for a left-hander to hang in there.
Number 11 for the Astros. Phillies have had 7 hits. Matsui ripped the 2-run double in the second inning to make it 4-0. He's 1 for 4.
Yes, the only other pitcher to accomplish that, Brownie, was the great Jumbo McGinnis. Pitching for and against the St. Louis Browns of the American Association in 1886.
Wow.
Jumbo John Garland.
Matsui started and he's called. Swinging gets a 1 ball, 1 strike. He's asking the plate umpire about that call, Chad Fairchild. San Francisco and Milwaukee tied 2-2. They're in the last of the 6th at Miller Park. The Red Sox are getting pounded by the White Sox in Chicago 12-1, bottom of the 7th inning. It's Berkman on deck here in the home 8th.
See Jonathan Papelbon got fined for slow play.
It took too long to get to the mound.
Yeah, either too long to get to the mound or too long between pitches or something.
Well, it's happened several times this year.
He also incurred a 2-stroke penalty. It's the rule 2. You get at the start of an inning, you get 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And then with nobody on base, you're supposed to deliver the pitch within 12 seconds once the hitter's set. So apparently he's been warned a number of times.
Yes.
He's been fined twice now. So he's $10,000 in the hole. Baseball trying to speed up the pace of play. There's a lot of things they could do.
Yeah.
All more strikes would be one.
Oh, okay. Outside the right field line into the seats.
I'm in favor of bringing the golf cart back in to bring the guys in out of the pen.
Yeah.
Or maybe in Houston we could use those little chuck wagons that they have at the rodeo.
Nice.
See Valverde come whipping in the back of one of those.
That could be fun. He might have hit on something there. Line shot center field. And here's a play at the plate with Victorino throwing on Boone. Boone slides and he is out. Shane Victorino gunning to Ruiz for the tag on Boone for the final out in the 8th inning. Matsui gets a hit, but Victorino keeps the score 7-0 with his fine throw to the plate. Ford F-150 and by Bud Light Lime. Well, we talk about comebacks for players. Aaron Boone is thrown out of the plate there, but he is back from open heart surgery in March. Nice to see him running around on the field again. And also Doug Brocail at age 42 is back in a major league game, JD.
Yeah, not from the heart, although he did have heart issues in the past, as we know. This time around it was the shoulder, had the hamstring issue earlier. So just 10 games so far this year for Brocail, but this probably establishes some sort of major league record for heart patients appearing in the same game. I'm sure there'll be a note to that effect showing up somewhere. Somebody's crunching the numbers on that one.
Pedro Feliz leads it off in the 9th inning, grounds to third. Edwin Masonette zips a throw to Berkman. Stay tuned after the game for Astros Live, presented by the MD Anderson Cancer Center. Kevin Eschenfelder and Art Howe are already up here ready to go. They'll have Cecil Cooper's press conference, highlights from the final score, and a preview of Roy Oswald's start tomorrow.
Brocail's like Jason in those Halloween movies. You just can't keep him down. He just keeps coming back.
Yeah. Just don't want to count him out. He was activated from the DL September 1st. It's 24 games in August with a shoulder strain. It was his third stint on the DL. Carlos Ruiz, the batter.
Yeah, Jason was Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah.
You get the idea.
That's it. 7-0 game. Tim Burdack with a hitless inning with 2 strikeouts and a hit batter. And now it could be a combined shutout for 3 Houston pitchers. Wandy Rodriguez on his way to win number 13, it would appear. Up the middle and a diving try by Matsui, but the ball's on through into center field for a single. Ruiz has 3 straight singles. Texaco star performer of the game comes your way now here in the 9th inning, Wandy Rodriguez.
And why not? 7 sterling innings tonight for Wandy, and maybe almost as important, that 2-run double in the second that really set the tone offensively as he battled Cliff Lee through a lengthy at bat, and then knocked that 2-run double into the right field corner.
Matt Stairs is in the on-deck circle. Pitcher spot due up next. There is strike 1. Miguel Cairo was hit by a pitch in the 7th inning. Field delivers. He's in front 0-2. because of all the times he has been on the disabled list in his career, and he's always worked his way back, become something of a marvel medically to do what he has done in a lengthy career. And this year he tried, when he had the hamstring injury, that plasma injection, and that's something we're reading about more and more, that other major league players are trying to promote healing. Apparently it worked pretty well with Doug on the hamstring. He came up with a shoulder problem after that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is Doug's first outing for the Astros since August 4th. Shot caught by Brocale on a double play to end the game.
That's a fitting way to end this one.
Yes, it is. It's kind of the theme of this game tonight, JD. The Astros take nothing away from their 7-0 win. Hit some balls that fell in, and the Phillies hit some shots that were caught.
And one of those nights where it just felt like it was the Astros' night. We caught some breaks early on. Wandy pitched well, got some solid defense. The Phillies hit into some tough luck, and it ends just like that. Talking about Brocale and all the injuries he's endured. He's only been able to pitch 10 times this year, and he has a BB hit right back at his rib cage.
And that's the way the shutout concludes. The Astros' 9th shutout win of the year. They go to 64-70. Brocale getting the final 3 outs on Wandy Rodriguez, 13th win of the season.